Welcome to our video on the question, why is heritage under threat? As noted in the introduction, the threats to heritage range from man-made threats such as looting, vandalism, destruction, neglect, wars and conflicts to natural disasters and environmental erosion. However, we can also add inappropriate use of heritage in terms of misappropriation and desecration of places, features and objects that may be revered by communities. What does it mean then that heritage is under threat? Our experts will provide case studies and elaborate on these threats and strategies for the protection of heritage. However, here we ask questions such as, is neglect an intentional or accidental destruction? Some heritage is avoided and let to deteriorate because it reminds people of a bad history, like this field in Germany that had a forced labor camp. Another important question is, why is local development sometimes used to justify, through economic arguments, the destruction or loss of heritage? For example, Aswan Dam was supposed to bring benefits, but it also caused the disappearance of many Nubian sites, and today, again, there is the threat of other planned dams in the Nubian land. We may also ask, do academics pose a threat to cultural heritage? Academics may not just limit access to heritage in the pursuit of science and also control the interpretation of heritage, but it also seems that archaeological research can endanger sites. Although the destruction of Palmyra is an extremist act, receiving the condemnation locally and internationally, we have also noted that this destruction might well stem from local historical grievances. In this region, for a long time, archaeology was seen as a Western business, and locals were alienated. In fact, some locals were even removed from the area to clear it for research by Westerners. Some academics have shown that the debate on the destruction of heritage in this region risks being colonial. Hence, there is a risk that top-down approaches can create a situation of danger for local heritage. Another problem is the misuse of archaeological sites as shields in the battles and risk of collateral damage in times of war. However, who is to blame when a site gets destroyed in the context of combat? Clearly, more effort needs to be made to protect sites in conflict zones. One example of such initiatives in war zones is the Agency of Blue Shields, which raises awareness of cultural heritage in places like the Middle East. This is a result of the consequences of the recent wars in places like Iraq, Libya, and Egypt. Another group that can potentially endanger heritage is collectors. Beyond a potential wrongful acquisition of objects in the first place, they in addition may display what is to source countries and creators revered cultural heritage in an inappropriate way. Sacred heritage is under threat of this type of misappropriation. One of our experts, Dr. Amy Strecker, mentions that also copyright and intellectual property issues concern trademark and patent systems of heritage created by people who are alienated and excluded from it. However, regarding the intentional destruction of places like Sufi saint shrines and ancient scripts of Mali, we will be putting this issue in its historical and current context. When we look at intentional destruction of heritage, we know it's not something new. The famous Henry VIII of England oversaw the destruction of countless Catholic monuments and ancient valuable scripts. What has been historically named iconoclasm has hence deep historical roots in most of the world's religions. Some may even challenge the idea that heritage is under threat. Also, Some scholars react from the perspective that heritage is everywhere and there is too much of it. Professor Peter Pels poses the thought, saying there is more of heritage, not less, as we continue to produce more heritage. Also, Dr. Amy Strecker warns against a preservationist approach in architecture, for example. Then, what do we exactly mean by heritage under threat? Do we mean all the made-in-China stuff that we buy cheaply, all the stuff that are around the wealthy parts of the world? Some even say there is no heritage under threat. Although we may all recognize the fact that humanity is constantly producing heritage and that some may even see destruction as a creative process and a start of new heritage, we must step out of the European context of haves and look at have-nots of the rest of the world. If we leave our comfort zones, we are urgently made aware of the fact that we are not just talking about material things, but actual living people's ways of life, which are under threat. This is critical to underline. Ideas and worldviews are under threat. Heritage includes ways of lives and livelihoods. When this type of heritage is destroyed and mistreated, it impacts the individuals and communities, thus creates a deep suffering. For example, Dr. Manuel May, one of our experts, talks about the Maya heritage in Mesoamerica. We may choose to think also about the Sufi saint shrines in Mali that are about people's beliefs being the most sacred and important issues to them. We may also think about the graves of the Native Americans threatened by the Dakota pipeline planned to go through sacred landscapes. Similarly, we may also choose to think about the Sudan-Nubian heritage about to disappear due to development projects. We have seen that heritage destruction is a complex issue. What is under threat and why needs deeper understanding of social constructs like class, gender, ethnicity, religion, and geographic location. We will explore further the multiple ways heritage is under threat with our experts in the next videos. See you soon.